All right, well, you're back for another edition of Take 5, and we've had a little more success getting these on the air lately, so I'm glad you're here. And I've been asking God really to help me, and I feel like He's been doing a good job, and I've been doing a pretty good job teaching them lately, so hopefully you agree. But the main thing is that we get into the Word of God, so let's do that in Luke chapter 22, verse 24. A dispute also arose among them as to which of them was to be regarded as the greatest. And I'm going to stop right there. Do you realize that the first thing they were wondering about, if you go back and read the verses prior to this, they were in verse 23, they were wondering who was going to betray the Son of Man. Which one of them was going to be the bad guy? Now, same guys, same dinner, almost the same conversation. They're asking who's going to be the greatest. So first they want to know who's going to be the worst. Now they're trying to figure out who's going to be the best. All right? And, as disciples, we get into this comparison stuff, and there's no point to it. How about we compare ourselves to Jesus, and we'll see we're always going to fall short, so we just do the best we can. How's that sound? And we try to use the gifts He's given us and fulfill the destiny He has for us, and obey His word the best we can, and ask for forgiveness when we don't. How's that sound? But no, we want to get into this comparison. Who's the greatest? Well, Jesus deals with that, and listen to what He says. Very, very interesting statement He makes. He says in verse 25, and He said to them, the kings of the Gentiles exercise lordship over them, and those in authority over them are called benefactors. But not so with you. Rather, let the greatest among you become as the youngest, and the leader as one who serves. For who is the greater, one who reclines at table or one who serves? Is it not the one who reclines at table? But I am among you as the one who serves. You are those who have stayed with me in my trials, and I assign to you, as my Father assigned to me, a kingdom, that you may eat and drink at my table in my kingdom, and sit on thrones judging the 12 tribes of Israel. Alright, we're going to get to that in just a minute, the last couple statements He made. But He said, don't be getting into this argument about who's the greatest. He said, you be the best servant you can be. You want to be great in God's kingdom? Be a servant. Hold on a second. Sorry. Can't pause it or else I'll lose the whole thing. And then He said, you guys have stayed with me. And here's where being faithful pays off. See, there is a reward. He says you guys are going to judge the 12 tribes of Israel. Now there were 12 disciples, so I imagine each one of them is going to judge one tribe. I don't know how it's going to work out. But and we know Judas betrayed Jesus, and I believe was replaced either by Matthias, you could say, or by Paul. And you can read that in Acts. But He said, there's a reward for those of you who have stayed with me. And He says, God's given me a kingdom, and I'm giving you a kingdom too. So, there are rewards for staying faithful to Jesus. And so I would encourage you to stay faithful. He says, you've stayed with me in my trials. These were special guys. I hope you really appreciate the disciples. And yeah, they had their moments. And we know we're going to read even here in a few days when Jesus needed them most, they did abandon Him. But they stayed with Him an awful long time, and they stayed with Him when a lot of other people didn't. And when it was all said and done, there was Jesus and the 12 and really the 11. So my hat's off to these guys. I think they're our heroes. I think we need to learn a lot from them. They're a lot like us. And when we get into the book of Acts, we are going to learn quite a bit about a couple of them for sure. But anyway, the main point I want to make here is just don't get into this comparison stuff. Be thankful you've been given a kingdom and be a servant in that kingdom. Hey, come back tomorrow for the next edition of Take 5.